to record again. And let me try to share. Again, this will be this week's discussion. Okay, I have not finally posted yet because I'm trying to finalize this new discussion. And usually I try to revise my exercise each semester to make sure, when you work on project, you can kind of, let's say, follow my examples or tutorial somehow. So this is going to be a question you think about adding to a questionnaire. But we're going to do a little bit backward engineering. Okay, so today's exercise, again, the data set you'll be using is posted here in the Google Docs file. Here's the data set, okay? So make sure you can find the data set. We're going to download this data set in a moment. So here's the data set. You see here, let's say, again, our question is, let's say, a practical question. We want to predict people's willingness to have behavior change. What is that behavior change? We want to see how likely they are going to reduce their deductible level. Oh, no, increase their deductible level, because when the deductible level is high, it means that you pay less premium to your insurance agency, okay? When you pay less insurance premium, it means that you can save that money for something else, right? When there's hyperinflation. And so that being said, our predictors will be, let's say, a few of these variables, okay? All of them, or maybe some of them. So we're going to use 3 predictors. And you can use more, but we can look at our example later on. Okay, so we're going to use first predictor, let's say national or local. Is this insurance agency a national one, a local one? So you see, we use underscores instead of space or hyphens. And then the second verb we're going to use is deductible levels. The first verb here, you see we have 3 levels. Basically, we can definitely use gender later on. Okay? But we try to use these 3 predictor first. The number 3 will be, let's say, they don't know. Okay? So I forgot exactly how we, name these options to, I think we have 3 levels for national versus local, and then we have 3 levels for deductibles. So here, deductible level, we have 1, 2, 3. 3 means it's high level deductible. And then, we have one more question. We ask people, are you willing to adopt a pay-as-you-drive option? Okay. So it means if you drive 100 miles, it means that, you expect a lower premium, right? And then, let's say now we give people a different scenario. What is a scenario? So a scenario is a combination of assumption and expected decision. Let's take a look at a different scenario from a different example. So this is an example. This example survey, we ask people to estimate the risk profile. Let's say, if you're an individual, if you're human, you have 3 risk levels. A risk taker. If you're a risk taker, you're more likely to gamble. And then, usually we think that you can do this kind of estimation using 1 or 2 questions, but here we use 13 questions. The reason I show you here is that, let's say, they have a few questions that include stories. So these stories, they help people think, okay, you see here, if you had to invest $20,000, which following the investment choices would you find most appealing? Okay, so it gives people opportunity to think, okay, if they are actually risk-seeking. Okay, so that being said, all of these questions are designed to make sure, let's say, there is a thought process, right? And some of these questions are straightforward. Yeah, okay. Some of these questions are straightforward. So think about it now, if you can redesign your questionnaire, is there a way to incorporate some of these scenarios into your questionnaire? So you have assumption, and when people read that assumption or that scenario, a situation, they think, okay, so now based on this situation, I'm going to make a change. What's a change? The change will be, for example, their financial decisions. The change will be, let's say, their deductible levels. Why does that matter? It saves you money. See, my deductible level is $2,500. It saves me at least $200 per year for my whole family. Okay? So that being said, we are going to do a regression, and then we're going to draw some graphs to show people's, to show the factors that affect people's, behavior change. Okay? Let's do the analysis. So now again, please do this with me because this is also the discussion we're working on this week. I redesigned this week's discussion to make sure there's something you can use for your project. Okay? Let's say there's something you can do to improve your final questionnaire. Because it's a iterative process, right? It's not a one-time deal. So let's do the analysis. So let me now show you. So the syntax which we'll be using to finish today's analysis, imagine if you run it, we will get pretty much regression analysis finished and also the graphs, everything all in once. We pretty much get everything done in 10 seconds, okay? Including regression analysis. See here, this is regression table, coefficients. So for today's analysis, I'm just going to let you probably create a PDF document, okay? Create a PDF document. Because at this stage, you understand when you work on your project, you may not want to publish your project, publicly, right? Because now this is your own project, right? Unless, let's say, when you finish, you can think about publish it somewhere. But now when you work on it, maybe just keep it on your own, okay? It's your project. So I'm gonna show you how it works, and definitely I will now copy the syntax and post it here. So here I have our syntax for today's analysis. Sorry, I really don't need these symbols. So we don't need them. Okay. I think there should be a way. We don't need to number the syntax here. Just make it simple. Okay. I posted here. So see, we are going to use RStudio Cloud. I will open RStudio Cloud. Okay. RStudio Cloud. I see here, let's say I've been using this for a few weeks. Okay. A few weeks. Remember, I'm going to use probably just one of my previous, workspaces and then upload the data set. Remember, so there's one key point at this stage. You need to download this data, right? Although you can actually read it as a Google spreadsheet, but that's something you can do in the future. Let's just keep it simple today. You see, download this as a CSV file, comma delimited Excel spreadsheet, okay? You can download as a XLSX spreadsheet. It's a little bit different. It's okay. Today, let's just do a CSV file to save your time, okay? Do not reinvent the wheel. Keep it simple. Download as a CSV file. Once you download, you see it's going to name it, and it's going to be insurance1.csv. Now let's come back. You see here, let's say we are going to do a new file. A new file, right? I hope you're on the same page. We run the analysis, and the second step, I show you if you can do a PDF document. The new file, and then our script. And then I'm gonna paste it here. But don't run yet, because you need to upload that data set. There's a data set. You click folder file, upload. On the lower right side, we've been doing this for weeks, right? So this is probably something easy right now. Find the data set, make sure it's insurance1.csv, which is something downloaded right now. Remember, this is comes at this week's discussion. So I'm gonna show you how you can submit momentarily once I finish this demonstration. And then click OK. You see a data set is not CSV, right? And then double check if it's here. Insurance1.csv, lower right corner. Make sure to talk to a computer. This is a communication process. It's not necessarily coding. It's just a way of communication. Okay? Your data set is here. Yeah. Just double check if it's the same name. How to check? So here my name is insurance1.csv. Okay? I hope that's clear enough. So I'm going to now actually, see, I'm going to run the first few lines. You see here, but you get the idea, right? You get the first 6 rules, right? 6 rules. And then if you run the whole thing later on, you get that graph. If you get an error, don't be nervous, okay? We can solve the problem. So you might get an error, guys. If you never use ggplot here, you might get error. That's probably the only error you can get. Bless you. So just copy ggplot, make sure you install it. You should be good to go. That's probably the only error you get. Okay, there's no package named ggplot. Okay, otherwise make sure you install that package, ggplot2. And then it should be ready to go. This is going to be a graph. Okay, attribute importance. Now this is why I use R, because it gets everything finished in 5 seconds. If you use desktop version, maybe 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, so here, let's say, now, this is also why I use R, because now you can customize your title. You see, I'm gonna add something here. This is also one of the ways for me to know that, you did something customized today, okay? I'm gonna add something, but don't add the same thing here. I'm gonna change my title just a little bit. I'm gonna add something like what factor are important, okay? After this title, I add a hyphen that then what factors are important, question mark. Keep the quotation mark. That's it. I want to just run the whole thing again, but you are welcome. Just run the last section. You guys get that graph, okay? Let's run the whole thing again and then get that graph here. Hey guys, take a look. Now your graph is ready. Okay? See. Now, you can save it. Save, let's say conjoint. Okay? Conjoint. Save it. And next time when you open it, it's going to be ready right away. Okay? Right away. So now, let me show you the last step. I try to walk around and see if you need any help. So now the last step is, you're going to generate a PDF document with your name. Okay, it's just a little bit different. You will enjoy this process. Okay, we're going to create a new file and then go to R Markdown. R Markdown. It may not work sometimes, but we try. Okay, it may not work sometimes, but we try. You see here today we do a little bit different. Remember titles, HTML document, PDF document, and then Word document. Today we are going to generate a PDF document because we don't want to publish. We just want to generate a PDF document for me to use in the future. We click PDF. the second option, and click OK. See, now something changed. Okay. Output PDF document. Okay. And then also title. So here, let's say I'm gonna let you add your own title. You see title, here inside the parentheses, right? Oh, no, quotation mark. So I'm gonna call it conjoint analysis by, here, your name, James. Let's say, your name is James. Okay, your first name. So I know this is the work you did for this week's discussion. And then save it. And then I'm gonna call it conjoint again. This means conjoint RMD, which is a document, our document that allows me to create a PDF document. Again, guys, it may not work sometimes because this requires additional packages, which can be a little bit time consuming and tedious. And so that being said, the desktop version still works way better, but we will try. Okay, we will try. So again, if it doesn't work, just don't give up. Again, the desktop version works way better. So let's try. Hey guys, it works. It works. See the first, oops, oh yeah, sorry. See, not the whole process yet. This is just, the original sample. It's not a conjoint analysis. Make sure you read it. This is just the original data, which is a car data set, speed and distance. Speed and distance, and then temperature, pressure. Don't use this default setup. I'm gonna show you how to actually convert your original notebook to a PDF document. It needs some additional work. At this stage, I hope you can just slow down and just don't give up, okay? Look at what your peers are doing and make sure I ask questions when I finish. See, I'm gonna come back and copy my syntax here, which is the conjoint analysis I just finished. And then I'm paste it here, where it's not gonna be in the title section because that's CSS title. It's not gonna be here because that helps me define generate HTML document or publish it onto a website or generate PDF document. It's going to be here in the first section. Number 18, just replace number 18 with the syntax you just copied. And then also remove anything after number 78. Number 78. And now, guys, finished. Save it. It sounds tedious, guys. It's not that tedious. You can do it. Okay? You see? We copy everything from here and paste it here in number 18. Replace the original syntax available in that line. And then we create this PDF document. Just click this yarn ball. Okay, let's click it and see what happens. Hey guys, we finished. Congratulations. We got 3 graphs. No, we got 4 graphs. We also got part words utilities. Finally, we got, this attribute importance. Okay. Which factor is more important, or which factors are more important? Okay. So now I'm going to walk around. Make sure you understand this is not a PDF document, right? This is not a PDF document which includes the syntax and the graphs. Right? Let me give you a brief overview of what's going on. So the first section you see here, we read the data set. It shows the first 6 rules. We do a regression model, LM. We have the deep variable, and then we have all of the predictors. Here, there's something missing here, but that's okay. So we show them the data set, right? We read the data set. We have regression equation y = 2. x1 plus x2, x plus x3, a summary of the model, regression model. And then we see which variable is significant, coefficients, right? P-value. The last column shows you the p-value. And then we want to see the part worth values for our regression analysis. Here's the graph. We showed it in this graph. And finally, the last graph, we want to show which factors are important, and we show them in an attribute importance figure. Okay. So again, I'm also going to send you post the reference to this original source, because when you use R, you understand it's open source, right? And somebody already created this analysis maybe a century ago, and you just need to know how to borrow that syntax for your own project. Okay. So that being said, make sure you understand now. You can download this as a PDF file. And then it's going to show you your analysis done by you, right? Your name, right? Your name. So imagine, so if you submit your project, it's going to be a team name, right? We don't want to see your individual name. It's going to be a team name, Gamma X or Gamma Algebra. Okay. So let's download the document. You see, guys, you can click download. The buttons here, download it. And then it's going to be in my folder. And open it. It's going to be a standard PDF document. It's not perfect, okay, but it works. It shows the syntax, the process, and you can also add a reference section. Okay, you can also customize each one of your images. You can also recreate your regression table. Okay, I think I'm done for today's workshop, and definitely I'll send you the recordings. Let me just pause. So usually, let's say I'm also looking for some external readings you use to support, your arguments, right? And then also responses to two of your peers. Okay. So that being said, any questions? Remember, this week, this exercise is named Conjoint analysis. So I think I did try to include some readings in the learning management system, but I think I will try to include 2 more here right now, maybe later on today. So, okay.